So the biggest news from the show was probably the Xbox One S. Confirmation that it exists and that Microsoft is going in two directions with the One S and the Scorpio. I mean, they're kind of the same piece of news there, and that's kind of a game changer.
And the other side of that is that PlayStation didn't have a console. We knew there's one being teased. We knew something's coming, Neo, but they didn't show it this year. They just went all out on their VR headset.
The biggest news should have been the new Xbox One S, but instead I think it's Project Scorpio, which is Microsoft's next Xbox. It's a really weird thing to announce it so far in advance, but yeah, it's going to be an Xbox that's going to play full VR and 4K games.
I think the biggest news to me is that there's going to be a new God of War and it looks really, really good, because I didn't really think they were going to be able to pull that off again. I thought that series was dead and they ran out of ideas, but it seems like they've come up with a great template to make a really good game on. Hopefully that'll be true.
Project Scorpio is an interesting idea, but how Microsoft is going to sell it to people is going to be even more interesting to watch when they're already trying to sell people on the Xbox One S. It's a change for how console games work in general. We're going to be looking at PC-like upgrade structure for, at least in terms of the Xbox One. I'm not sure that people are ready for that, and that's why it's my biggest news out of the show.
My three favorite games. My first one is Beautiful Corner. This is an Indiecade game, so not a lot of people have heard of it. It's an installation piece, and it was just super creative and fun. Number two, I liked We Happy Few. This is something that's been on my radar for a while, and it's drug-filled, psychedelic, beautiful 1960s alternate universe. Love it. And the third one was Outlast 2. Man, that's a cool, scary game. And it actually hits close to home because this sequel takes place in Arizona, and I'm from there.
Coolest game I saw at E3, it has to be Last Guardian. When they started work on this game, it was the same year Uncharted, BioShock, and Assassin's Creed came out. I finally got to play it, like 40 minutes of it, and it was really good. It's not perfect, but I cannot wait for it to come out in October.
My three favorite games from E3 would have to be Here They Lie, which is a psychological thriller VR game on PlayStation VR. Robinson: The Journey, which is also a PS VR game, but it's about dinosaurs, and I love dinosaurs, and you get to go face to face with a brachiosaur. Third, Battlefield 1. I was really surprised by it. It reminded me a lot of Battlefield Bad Company 2 in a couple places, mainly with how the class system works and how pared back the medic is to being just a medic. And it felt like it did in Battlefield Bad Company 2. That's why I liked it.
Mafia 3 had the coolest booth. It was, just like a jazz bar, and people were throwing beads off the balconies. It was a really fun venue, and there was live music, which I absolutely loved.
Nintendo only had one game here, Zelda, and they kind of went all out on it. It was like a theme park. They even brought in fresh grass to the whole exhibit, so you had that very weird, musty, natural smell to everything.
Capcom's booth was also very good because you actually got to go inside the creepy house from Resident Evil 7 before you play the game.
I loved seeing the Indiecade booth this year. They had a lot more interactive experiences there this year, and it felt really special. There was a meditation tent, there was a dance screen where you could see yourself dancing, and it was just a lot of fun, and there was a lot of joy at that booth.
My favorite thing, it's something I've been telling people about all week since I saw it, it's Here They Lie. It's this really neat psychological horror game built for VR, and it draws on things like Jacob's Ladder, and it follows to make a sort of existential dread that it's not jump scares, it creates a mood, and it's my most anticipated game for PlayStation VR when it comes out this October.
Probably the favorite thing I've done here at E3 this year has been play Wilson Heart, which is a Oculus Rift exclusive game, and it's very mysterious, very weird. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it's something if you own an Oculus Rift, you're going to want to play it because it's kind of freaky and kind of brilliant.
My favorite thing is just being able to try and see so many different types of games. Like, there's all the shooters, there's the puzzles, there's the indie games, there's there's Nintendo, there's PlayStation, there's Microsoft. Just the huge variety of stuff means there's always something cool to see.